Greetings everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Fights on YouTube. We are here in Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux version 3, wow, I'll just backtrack a whole bunch of years there. Version 6.04. A lot of the videos lately had gone back to 5.9 to do some more complicated setups. However, today we're taking a very simple concept, one that is easy to achieve, and we're rolling with it, and we're doing it from my 6.04 save, since I have the characters who can do it and I have the gear that can do it. As always, a little bit of a disclaimer here at the beginning, and again, I kind of failed in having the PowerPoint up, but there is no ETA on Beta 6 coming available to the public. You can download 5.2, which is the most recent public available beta. It's down below. There's links to the Facebook group, there's links to Discord. Also, check out other videos on my channel, including the one about Goofy. There is currently a GoFundMe out there to help Goofy care for his brother. Unfortunately for his brother, he needs about 2 times more rehab visits than insurance is covering. And as you can imagine, here in the States, when insurance doesn't cover your health costs, it gets extremely expensive. So the community is coming together to attempt to help Goofy and his family out with their bills and everything. Do note, and I will say this here, but it is said in the video, any donations go directly to Goofy, and they are not for the project itself. The project can make no money can be sent to it. That's why there's no Patreons or anything like that. The GoFundMe was set up by another community member by the name of Panda and created to send the donations directly to Goofy so that he can help with his brother. So today, this is the team that we are going with. My agent, Colossus, and Nightcrawler. Now, I think perhaps I may want to go tactician for this one to help Colossus out because he's a bruiser and there's blasters. Okay, we're gonna go with it. So this is a team built around exposed, in case you might not be able to glean that information based on what you saw sitting over there. Colossus, all of his uniforms are available to me. I would prefer to jump right into the Phoenix one. However, there is certainly a valid case that the modern Colossus is the way to go because he starts off tanking. Similar to, there's a uniform for Cap that allows him to start tanking at the beginning of combat, otherwise known as the World War II uniform. Colossus is the same way. He has the modern one, which allows him to start tanking at the beginning of combat. However, Steel Curtain is simply a quick action, so the only thing you're doing is having him tank until his turn comes up. It could be 1, it could be 6. You know, it's kind of random, therefore its application is random. However, if you jump into the Phoenix 5 Colossus, again, it is random, but you have a chance for everybody to partake in his bonus, which is to restore health and stamina. See, it says allies have a chance to unleash, not other Phoenix Force people, so it's anybody. In all honesty, this is the way to go. However, you do have to get a little bit into the game before this one becomes available, whereas the modern Colossus is available right from the start. To keep this video a little bit simple, I decided to just go with his default uniform. For his ISOs, I don't think I'm directly using the PKB method. I was sort of eyeballing it. He has health, attack, defense, and accuracy. Colossus is not somebody that I would think of as agile or evasive. So I went with the big 3, health, attack, and accuracy, and I poured it into defense. Also, stamina. The reason why he has attack is you don't want to sleep on your tanks also aiding the fight. You want them to be able to do damage. Even rescue needs to have some attack and accuracy when she becomes available. It is a mistake to build your tanks with just things like defense and evasion and health and everything. They need to also, you know, aid in combat and commit to doing a little bit of damage. So that's why he has those stats. Over here on Nightcrawler, this is largely the PKB method. However, he called for violent ISOs over here, 3 violence. At this stage of the game, the violent ones cost gold, and I'm trying to do this on the cheap, so I went with some powerfuls. I think these are adroits, and then this green one is a steadfast. So he has health, full bar attack, nearly full bar accuracy, but remember he has still 2 slots open, and he's capped on his evasion. Now you could change this up and say, well, he has some natural evasion, should we just allow his natural evasion to take over and instead put it into defense because he likes to jump in and tank with his passive of Noble Sacrifice? You would be absolutely correct. For this video, I happen to go with the evasion, but you could very much ignore his evasion, believe in his passive, and just put your extra points into defense so that when he jumps in and tanks, his damage is relatively reduced. So good health, good attack, pretty good accuracy, very good evasion. You should, and I probably will, switch it over to defense, especially when I move him into the swashbuckler uniform, which is just so much better, plus it aids the bleeds. The whole premise for this team is to work around exposed. There's lots of gear in the game that can cause exposed early on. There's those batstone miniguns that look like the Punisher guns. There's the laser sword. There's the toolbox, which you get early in the SOs. The experiment is just here so that I have a quick action, and the Colson's is here just for adding extra single target attacks. Laser sword is my single target, toolbox is my AoE, Nightcrawler also spreads exposed AoE, as does the toolbox, and then the idea is for Colossus to go ahead and exploit the exposed debuff with his big hit. So we're going to get into a practice, and it looks like we have a blaster, also running an experiment, the annoying Wolverine brown and tan, which means he's going to have some pretty good regen, and a tactician Captain America. Good for Nightcrawler, bad for Colossus, and good for me due to the blaster. So, since I don't have any infiltrators over there, I have no fear of opening up with an AoE. However, Nightcrawler goes after me, so I think what I will do is not open up with the AoE, because he will do it. I'm going to go single target on the bruiser, or the blaster agent. He's not World War II Cap, so I had a chance of it getting through. However, brown and tan Wolverine jumped in, got his extra turn, unfortunately. So I kind of screwed up the order in the enemy's favor. But then the follow-up punch was great. So Psychic Warding is out, that's fine, we're not using any psychic attacks. We are at a stage of... Wow, Phoenix Flare. That's kind of beefy. Since we don't have it closed out on everybody, and we do want to get Wolverine killed before he can regen, Nightcrawler did AoE. And he gets his infiltrator reflexes anyway. I could have single targeted Cap to get the combat reflexes. I took a shot at the AoE, and then Cap gave me the combat reflexes anyway. We know he's got exposed. There's the big decimate. Epic overkill. So despite making a turn order in favor of the enemy agent, the team still got it done. So we're now 1 for 0. Let's go ahead on to the next one. We have the annoying Human Torch. We have Invisible Woman with her pre-shields, but not air pressure yet. That comes with an EISO, and that's much, much later in the game. And we have a Bruiser agent. We don't have any scrappers over here, so we're good. They don't have any scrappers, so Nightcrawler is good. And they don't have, well, they do have a blaster and Human Torch, so Colossus might be in trouble. Colossus going first is a problem. because we want him to exploit exposure the moment he can. So his like first shot, you want to go ahead and seal curtain and then do the decimate. Unfortunately, we can't do that here. We also want to walk around annoying Human Torch as long as possible, and Colossal Smash won't hit him because it's a ground attack. He's a flyer. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch him at the moment. Sorry for the brutality there, but we needed to do something, and single target was the way to go, plus taking her out as early as possible so that we don't have to deal with the annoying shields is good. Nightcrawler will probably... I actually meant to hit the AoE on that one. Okay, I was going to say Nightcrawler's probably going to get burned by Human Torch when I do this, but yeah, I clicked the single target by mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. So Enchanted Crowbar also is capable of doing exposed, by the way, and I would say it's probably even better than the laser sword because the Enchanted Crowbar has a chance to proc on a counterattack. So that's a free exposed over there if it goes off. Deep Thought is supposed to drain their stamina. This was bugged in 5.9. This seems to be working now where the buff goes on me rather than the enemy team. Basically it says that when I get attacked, I should cause them to lose more stamina. We don't have exposed yet, so I'm going to do this. I think I will be lit on fire for that hit, because it's melee. Colossus joined in, so he's going to be on fire. He tanks the counterattack. Interesting. Well, since he's the one with exposed, let's do it. He got the job done. He got punished, but he got the job done. And we'll do the Coulsons on the enemy agent. We may get a kill with it. Close. But the extra ambush. You're dead, dude. What are you countering with? Okay, that was a little weird. That was a little buggy. The system thought a counter was coming out from the dead agent, and Colossus stepped in and was the hero for 4 or 5 times. Except nothing happened. Okay, 2-0. That one worked out pretty well. We saved Colossus from dying there by the round, or the whole match ending a little bit crazily there. Okay, so Nightcrawler is first. There is a Tactician and a Scrapper. This could be a bit screwy for him to open up with the AoE because of the Scrapper and Mockingbird. So I think I'm just going to single target Emma. Maybe get a stun? Nope. She is weakened. The Scrapper does go for Nightcrawler, but fortunately misses a lot of the attacks. Takes a painful counter. Wow. Kurt is good. Kurt, for somebody who just got attacked by their counter class, Nightcrawler definitely wound up being the winner on that one. Psychic Warding should help against Emma. It's one of the reasons why we have this here, aside from just being a good quick action. This will take out the agent, it may take out Emma, and if we just have to deal with Mockingbird, of course, that's really, really good. Close to death on Emma. Mockingbird goes Infiltrator, which is rough for my agent. However, Nightcrawler steps in. Is War Diamond going to stun? Okay, War Diamond did not stun. I think the best way to go at this point is honestly the ground attack, because Emma's going to fall over if hit with the Q-tip, so why not do the AoE? We will weaken Mockingbird and we'll take out Emma. So Emma's dead. Mockingbird is now switched to a blaster, which is good for my agent. She does have focused attacks, but we're okay. Let's go ahead and hit her with the triple threat. And Bobby's out of there. Bobby is extra out of there. Okay. 2 more to go. So as you can see, this is working out pretty well at this point. This could be a scary team. There's some good gear on the agent there. We have Emma and we have Colossus, so they are going to be restoring health. And again, Colossus goes too early. There's no blasters. Maybe we'll do that. We've activated Organic Diamond over there. That's okay. Colossus says, alright, well, what's good for you is good for me. Let's get out the AoE exposed because it's crap. Emma may wind up attacking Nightcrawler. Let's see if he jumps in. Yup. So this will activate his Infiltrator reflexes. Takes no damage. Lays a combo setup on her, which is really, really good. Okay, Psychic Warding. I want to see what happens if Emma tries to hit us with things while this is up. I want to see if the Psychic Warding actually holds. And we know everybody has exposed, so we don't need to use the toolbox. I think the big hit is the way to go. The agent is coming up. He has a heal. Let's try and get rid of him. Colossus jumped in. Wasn't paying attention to that. Still really good damage on him, though. Yeah. There's that health restore. That's why I was trying to go for the agent. Damn, my quick action was consumed. Colossus, oh dear, wow, that's a lot of healing over there. I wanted to do AoE because Colossus was gonna die. I think I want to get rid of Colossus. Ooh, wow. Big decimate hit over there, bigger than his, so he wins that contest. Triple threat. It may hit Agent fine, because I think he has one of the qualifying debuffs on him. God, Nightcrawler is so good. I'm telling... Oh my god, wow. Beat a dead horse there. Counter hit from the Soul Drainer. It's 1 against 3. It's 1 against a very healthy 3. It's a shame he's not immune to poison. I guess you could say he could inhale a poison and would get into the system. Although I don't think there would be any way to break his skin to deliver it. Okay, a little bit of drama on that one, but not too bad. And Nightcrawler was absolutely the shining star on that one. So let's go ahead and get this last one out of the way. Colossus finally goes later. I don't see a protector over here, so here's what we're going to go ahead and do. I don't think I can use the Coulsons on him. Fire attacks, fire. Okay, it's not... Alright, yeah, it's not... Nope, type fire. Yeah, we don't want to use the Coulsons because of the fire type. So, let's go ahead and do this to try to get the extra turn. Then we can toolbox. Nightcrawler will do that. And kill him. Yeah, we're gonna take some plasma bodies. Oh boy. Kurt is the man. He's just like, yeah, stop hitting my fellow PvPer over here. Wow. There's a lot of passives going off on this one that are making combat. You remember how back in the day when the game was live, a lot of people had thought all of the randomness of PvP always occurs to the enemy team, the defender, not offense? Yeah, believe me, there's plenty of proof that that's not true. Invisible Woman. Yep, that was worth the damage over there. And we'll do Coulsons for the finale. Okay, perfect. easy 5-0 over there, a little bit of drama on some of them, but as you can see, this is a relatively easy team to set up. If you don't have the toolbox, which comes from Spec Ops, you can farm for any of the miniguns that I mentioned, like the batstone ones. There's even a golden batstone, which is chapter mastery. The experiment is up to you. You could use the magneto shield over there, or I think any quick action, because for the agent, the main thing to do is an AoE exposed, and there's a few things that will do that. The laser sword is a single target exposed, as is the enchanted crowbar. Both of them are relatively early in the game, and the Colson's is an early game store purchase, one that a lot of people likely will get, and it is one that I highly recommend. So there is Nightcrawler and Colossus is a team up based around exposed. They're mutants. It writes itself on that one. So thanks for being here, everybody. Have yourself a good weekend. Stop by Discord if you have any questions about the Redux project. Just remember, don't ask when beta 6 is coming out. There won't be any mobile versions or anything like that. And if you can, and if you're willing, and you have a little bit of the cash on the side, check out the video for Goofy's GoFundMe, and please think about donating so that he can help his brother get better through the rehab visits that he needs to have. And again, unfortunately, insurance is only covering half of his visits. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.